Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about a multitude of players. It is going to be a very saturated one. We are going to be revolving around Nico Gonzalez, Pjanic, Azpilicueta, Serginho Dest, and lastly, Trent from Liverpool. Yes, you guys have heard that right. There has been rumors. There has been stories about Barcelona being very interested in Trent. So all of this is going to be discussed within today's video. But of course, we are going to be talking about our sponsor for today, and that is the OneFootball app. If you guys do want to find out how I do build these videos when it comes to like Nico Gonzalez, Pjanic, Azpilicueta, Dest, Trent, all of this information that I do get do come from the OneFootball app. If you guys want to find out what is currently going on with your favorite player, your favorite team, all of that is going to be compact within the OneFootball app. You get to know exactly what is going on with your favorite team, your favorite player immediately through your phone. The only thing you do have to do is download the OneFootball app by scanning the QR code that you do see here on the screen, and there's also going to be a link down below that'll take you straight to the app store. Then you can download the OneFootball app, set exactly who and what you do want to follow, and then you'll be set and done from there. It is for free. It's very entertaining. They have articles, they have stats, everything that they have is within the OneFootball app. But now let's get back into the video and let's talk about these players, right? Because we have to understand the position of many of these players. We are heading towards the last few weeks of this transfer window. And so let's first talk about Nico Gonzalez. And it does say here, according to Tony Juan Marty, Nico will stay regardless of what does happen with Pjanic. The club and the coaching staff are counting on him. His situation will be assessed in January, then he can possibly leave on loan if he doesn't get minutes here. So we are in a phase where Nico Gonzalez is heavily being looked at, and especially when it comes to him performing as a central defensive midfielder. The whole idea under Xavi Hernandez is for Xavi Hernandez to see whether this guy can perform within that position. It's a very important year right now, because within this year we are going to start to see who can replace Sergio Busquets. And right now Xavi Hernandez is heavily looking at Nico Gonzalez. And so we're going to have to assess, right, throughout these next 6 to 7 months, how he does respond within a position like that. Can he give out exactly what Busquets can give out? If this guy here, Nico, can be as reliable as Busquets and can have a quick release on the ball, then he can maybe be 70% of what Busquets is. Because let's keep it very 100 right now. There is no way we're ever going to be seeing someone completely replace Busquets in terms of level. There's just no way. But if someone can be reliable and have that quick release on the ball, always being extremely vertical, then you can maybe be at 70% of what Busquets was. And that is what Nico Gonzalez could do. Another player that can actually come close to Busquets could surprisingly be Pjanic. This is why Xavi Hernandez does not mind having Pjanic continue at this squad, because what he has been doing, and especially in the preseason, has been something very impressive. You look at this video here, and hopefully I do not get red flagged or like copyrighted, but we look at this video here, you can see that he receives the ball, quickly releases the ball, puts the ball into that pocket of space, and now Barcelona is on a quick attack. This is exactly what I do mean by having that quick release that triggers an attack very quickly and surprises the opposition. Pjanic does have that capability. He sees that player before he even receives the ball, and so you can see that he can be a very vertical player, and that is something that Xavi Hernandez greatly does admire. So Nico Gonzalez can also do the exact same thing. Let's see how he does within these next 4 to 5 months, because it does seem like, according to this report, that he only has until January 2023. If he does not impress, if he is not enough for Xavi Hernandez, he will go out on loan, and we'll see how he does from there. So his time is limited. Pjanic does want to convince Xavi Hernandez that he can play within this role, and so we're gonna have to wait and see. It does also say here, according to Ben Ayad, Pjanic is currently more closer to staying at Barcelona than leaving. So now let's move on towards the next phase of this video, and now let's talk about the breaking news of today, and that is going to be Azpilicueta, because there has been a final decision when it comes to this player. And it does say here, according to Jared Romero, Barcelona will not be signing Azpilicueta no more, who will renew for 2 more seasons at Chelsea. Azpilicueta wanted to have his future sorted out before the start of the Premier League. Barcelona asked him to wait a bit so they can solve the financial fair play issues with La Liga. In the end, Azpilicueta decided to renew his deal with Chelsea. He has informed Xavi about this earlier today. So Barcelona were trying to pull exactly what they have done with Koundé, Lewandowski, and Rafinha, and basically tell them, and tell Azpilicueta especially, to just wait to see what Barcelona can do to register this player, or maybe to find these funds for the player. So they wanted Azpilicueta to have that waiting game, just like how they had Koundé and Lewandowski. But with this case, with this operation, Azpilicueta said, no, there's no way. I'm not going to be one of those players. I'm not going to be waiting for FC Barcelona. I want my answer today. And because Barcelona cannot give the answer today, I'm I'm just going to be continuing with the current club that I'm in, which is Chelsea. And look, it's understandable, right? I completely understand Azpilicueta's decision and how he acted towards FC Barcelona, because I know that many are going to be saying Azpilicueta was never committed. How can he not wait for FC Barcelona? That means that he's not committed to Barcelona. He never wanted to come to this club. Who needs this player anyways? Now, I know and I understand why many might act like this, but look, the EPL, right, the Premier League, does start within a span of 48 hours, and especially with Chelsea. And right now, we also do know, right, at the same time, Barcelona are in a situation where it is very unknown on when they're going to be fixing this financial fair play issue. Yes, they can probably register Koundé, Lewandowski, Rafinha, Dembélé, Sergio Roberto, all of these players, but who knows if it could come for Azpilicueta. And Azpilicueta was probably assessing this whole thing and saying, okay, I can't just wait to see when Barcelona can bring me in, and at the same time miss all of these important games at the beginning of the Premier League with Chelsea, because we have Everton, we have Tottenham, we have Leeds. These are very important wins in order for us to have a great start in the Premier League. And there's also a 50% chance that I might not even go to FC Barcelona. So what if I do miss all of these games for no reason? So maybe Azpilicueta was probably looking at this in this way, which is why I completely understand his decision on why he did not want to wait. With Lewandowski and Koundé is a completely different case, because when it comes to Koundé, Lewandowski, we told them to wait very early in this summer. We were not 48 hours before the start of their season. And so look, in the end, Azpilicueta could have been a great addition to this squad. Let's see how Barcelona do react when it comes to this rejection. Does this mean that there is finally more pressure on Serginho Dest? Is Xavi Hernandez going to finally say, hey look, I'm going to be working with you, I'm going to make you more tactically flexible, I'm going to try and make you as a right center back at times through the season, I'm also going to need you to perform in a 4-3-3 and act like a true right back? Or maybe Barcelona might try to pivot somewhere else. Maybe they might look for another right center back, or maybe another right back in general to compete with Serginho Dest. Now here's the thing, right, and this is where I do want to introduce Trent. And yes, we are talking about Trent Alexander Arnold. There has been many sources coming from Spain, many sources coming from England that have stated one very similar story about the connection between this player, again, which is Trent Alexander Arnold, with FC Barcelona. And it does say here that FC Barcelona do want to sign Trent Alexander Arnold in 2023. They believe he could complete their team. Barcelona would offer approximately 80 million euros towards Liverpool. Now, could this basically mean that Barcelona are not going to be making any move for any other right back or any other right center back within this summer and just wait for the next summer in 2023 to bring in Trent? I would not be surprised if Barcelona do go in this way, because look, this is a dream signing. This is exactly what Barcelona do need when it comes to a right back that can give in great crossing ability, that can give in great physical ability to regain the possession back every time the opposition is on the counter. Trent has the capability to do all of those things. So this signing, right, this potential signing seems so good, right, so good to be true, that I just want to wait and see how this story does evolve later down this year. Let's see if this continues to be talked about in November and December. If we continue to see this story develop and we hear stories about Trent saying that yes, he's interested in an exit, that he wants to try a brand new journey, a brand new team and go to a different league, and we see those type of stories happen in November and December, then we can finally start to say, okay, this might actually be real. Yes, Joan Laporta might actually try to pull a move like this, and I would not be surprised if Laporta wants to pull a move like this, because the only thing that Laporta likes to do is make these mega signings, unexpected moves that the world of football never thought it could happen. Just like how we did and pulled Lewandowski, Koundé, Rafinha, renewed Dembélé, brought in Kessie, brought in Christensen. But look, let's talk about, let's say if this was true, right? If this was 100% true that Barcelona are for sure going to go for Trent Alexander Arnold in 2023, there's probably a good agreement between Joan Laporta and Xavi Hernandez that this deal could be done. There is a game plan for this player. When it comes to a back four, we could see Trent on the right back position, Koundé and Araujo as a center back duo, and then having maybe Jordi Alba or Alejandro Balde on the left back position. I would prefer Alejandro Balde because it would give us a lot more room to grow that defensive line, and it would be something so great to see. Can you imagine Koundé, Araujo, Trent, and also Balde on that defensive line of a back four? It's just something that I could be dreaming about, right? It just does not seem real, but it could, and that's the most exciting thing about this whole thing. When it comes to a 3-back system, let's say Xavi Hernandez says we're going to continue using a 3-man defensive line, we could see Trent play as a right center back. We have seen Trent play in a position very similar to that, even though he hasn't necessarily played as a right center back full time or officially, because at England he has also played as a right wing back, which is very similar to a right center back, and at Liverpool he does play as a right back full time. But Xavi Hernandez can teach this player to teach him what it's like to be a right center back in FC Barcelona, even though again he has not played in that exact position, only in similar positions. So having Trent can give FC Barcelona just another way to approach oppositions and surprise the opponent. We could one day go into a 4-3-3 in one game, the next game go into a 3-man defensive line, and then the next game we go into a 4-3-3 again with Sergio Dest as the right back. We can go in so many different ways, so many different avenues. I do think that Trent again would be the perfect signing because this is someone that did have 18 assists in the previous season. He is so great at finding the man inside the box, the striker, or maybe the left winger, or maybe the right winger, or maybe even the central midfielders making those runs into the box. Trent is very accurate in terms of those crosses. It's something that I would love to see between Lewandowski and Trent. But could Liverpool actually let this player go, or could Trent give the yes, even though we know that Trent Alexander Arnold is loyal to Liverpool? We're gonna have to wait and see. Again, this is why I do say let's wait and see how this story does evolve, and let's see if we hear stories in November or in December. We do have a history between Liverpool and Barcelona. Liverpool has given us Coutinho, Suarez, Mascherano. 2 out of those 3 signings were a great success. Suarez brought us a Champions League. Mascherano brought us 2 Champions Leagues. So there is great movements to be made between these 2 parties, between Barcelona and Liverpool. If Barcelona can pull off the impossible and convince Trent to come to this club, many Barcelona fans would be extremely happy. But as of now, we're going to have to wait and see. Again, we're probably going to continue with Dest as that reliable right back, having Araujo or Christensen or Koundé play as the right center back for this upcoming season. There is no more of Azpilicueta. He will no longer be an option. He has renewed with Chelsea, and that's basically it. That is going to be wrapping up today's Barcelona daily news. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are new here, welcome to the channel. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys in the next video.